Yes, we are back. And we will give, hopefully our viewers will return. Hey, Key, how you doing? You know, Key, we were just outside. We were outside in the car, and all of a sudden my phone is overheating. What does that mean, Key? That means you need a new phone. It's been doing it a lot lately. I'm going to have to get me a new phone and a GoPro or something. What do you use, Key? Especially for YouTube, it's just overheating. If I'm making a video or doing, they say YouTube is closing because, and it was 100% full. So, hey, Anyway, welcome, Key. Welcome to our live. Let's see. We had a few people on. I'm gonna give them a few minutes to see if they join us, if they rejoin us. Give me 1 second, Key. Wow, I guess you're gonna be the only one here, huh? For live videos, iPhone 14 and above. And for regular videos, DJI, I don't even know what that is, 3. So live videos, because they do pull on the phone. Well, this is what I have been using since the beginning. And I think it's time for a next one. Calvin Abington, thank you so much, darling, for returning. My humble apologies. I was just telling Key, it just shut down. It said it was overheating and it's not hot anymore. It seemed like every time I try to do something in the car, I wonder if it's the heat. No, I had the air on. I don't know. Whatever, it's either the heat or the phone's just done. Anyway, we need to work it out. That'd be another thing when we get to America. We'll try to, I guess, get a next phone, y'all. I guess that's what the world's been reduced to. But anyway, iPhone 14 is like $250 to $350. Now, see, Key, here's the thing with me. Call me old-fashioned if you want. I would never spend $250 or $350 for a phone. When you go into America, you ready to come with me? You ready for your break now? Because every time somebody moves to the islands, I said, make sure you have a way to take a break from it all. I'm going for the summer, Key. Our flight is booked. We're going for June, July, and August. 90 days. That's all we can do in America. We've been doing 90 days for 9 years. Is this the 10th year? I believe this is the 9th year or 10th year. 9th year, because we've been here 9 years. And this is the 9th year. We've been doing it. For many reasons. I have to be there August anyway for some Social Security stuff. It's time for me to fill out some paperwork. And what else? Oh, if we got to be there August, I said I might as well let the business bring some joy to people's lives. Let the business make some money. And so we do a market while we're there, 1 day a week, 10 to 2. And I'm going to do a couple workshops. I remember that from your past videos. Yes, I got a workshop that we're setting up. I'm creating an initiative. I'm glad you're on here. It's called Brown Girl Initiative Entrepreneurial Program for brown girls. And the spirit said do 5. And I said, what? 5 every month while I'm there find a community center or rent a space in a beautiful library. We got a state-of-the-art library in Wilmington, Delaware. Beautiful. What, do I just take 5 there and show them how to create earrings or wrap healing crystals? What do I do? Do I do just 5 while I'm there for the whole summer? Because what'll happen, this initiative, because we serve America and the Caribbean, so I don't always got to do anything, but I feel compelled to give love both places, because both places give me love. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, Natural, who supports you the most in your business? Is it like the tourists that come in, and they come in from everywhere, from the States, everywhere? Or is it locals? And I had to really get my answer together, because they both equally support me. And I don't take that lightly. I just don't. I don't take that lightly. So I'm forever grateful. So we serve America and the Caribbean. I was born there. The business was birthed there. And it's only right to, and it's my outlet. That outlet I'm asking you about, or Key. When you leave Grenada, how long does it take for you to miss Grenada after you've left? Wow, you answer some good questions. Because some of them visits have been a struggle. It's always before the 90 days. I'll tell you that. Always. Before the 90 days, before I be like, I'm out of here. My eyes start getting big. People start saying, Natural, are you okay? Just by walking in the room and seeing me. I be like, yeah. And I don't take no kind of swimwear or nothing. They said, Natural, you come here for the whole summer and you don't bring your bathing suit? In my mind, I be saying, I'm not getting in that water. I don't even care. I know I lived in Florida. The water was somewhat nice. And I know California, somewhere I ain't going. The only 2 places you can get really, really, I'm talking not foggy. Listen, I was raised in the waters from Atlantic City all the way down to Myrtle Beach. I'm not getting in the waters. The islands have spoiled me, Key. So it's always before the 90 days. I ain't gonna lie, but long as I'm close to the 90 days, I keep telling everyone it's one of the best countries in the world. Yes. And long as I know in my mind, see, I'm okay, because I know I'm going June, July, and August. Something in my eye. I know I'm going June, July, and August. So I try not to get messed up. I keep myself. I go with a plan. I write stuff down. I know what I'm doing. I was on the phone a part of the day. Setting up an entrepreneurial workshop for entrepreneurs. It's going to be nice. I'm collaborating with a sister who just got her hypnotic license. She's already yoga certified. She was my yoga therapist. I said that right. Yep, my yoga therapist. I did yoga with her the last time I was there. I did that every Thursday while I was there. So I find things to do, because I do this market every Wednesday. And then I do a couple other things. I might do a little African Caribbean festival and all this stuff. I might do a couple things, a couple opportunities, right, for the business. And it's Juneteenth. So it's always somebody tugging at me. Can you vent here? Can you vent here? Yes. And I'm always pleased to be serving people up with sea moss, moringa, and sarasap leaf. They wait for me. They know I'm coming. It's a true honor. So it's always pleasurable. But when it gets close to that end of August, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be ready. Can I please ask you guys, I think it's 4 of you guys in here, if you would hit the thumbs up, just hit the like button, that like button, if you would please. So yes, Key, next question. You said, what's your opinion on the 10% tariffs? The 10% tariffs. Grenada now is one of the world's best countries to ship products to America. From 10% is the lowest in the world now. I think Caribbean islands, Grenada, since we here, has so much to offer. Everything from cacao, real chocolate. I ain't talking about no Snickers bar, no Hershey bar, what I'm talking about the cacao that can make a chocolate bar that's healthy enough for you to heal from. So I think we should take advantage of it, whether it's 10%, and I hope he don't take it up, which I believe he will, because he's angry with us. He's angry because he gave our prime minister an option last month. If you didn't stop dealing with the Cubans, then I will tax you. Tax you meant tariff you really high, right? Knowing we don't have medical, as beautiful as we are, the only medical we really, let somebody get sick over, they'll say, go see the Cuban doctor, the Cuban doctor, the Cuban doctor. We have a relationship with them, and I'm so proud of our prime minister. He said, look, we're sticking with the Cubans. They're our neighbors. They're our people. Ain't nobody thinking about America. Ain't nobody thinking about what's happening over there. I'm glad I don't have to live there right now. He can put 10% on it. He can put 50% on it. I just hope he don't mess with me while I'm trying to travel, because, you know, I'm a dual citizen, and I don't want them to be acting crazy and try to keep me in America. So when you got to stay here, you can't go over there, because that's how childish he is. He's no leadership involved. 10%, it won't sink us under, but listen, this is how I view it, Key. Grenada is 98% African. Stolen Africans, that is. That means we come from something, and it's called strength like a mug. Listen, how about we just allow our ancestors to deal with them? Because we come from strength. We've already survived. Did you see the march the other day? The march, the worldwide march, where everybody came together, march. Listen, I laid back and looked at that. I said, wow, look at that. Because, see, we've marched all our lives. We marched for 600 years. We good. It don't matter what kind of tariff he put on us. We already know they've been against us for 600 years. So we cool. We good. It was all them out there marching. It's their turn to march. I said it's their turn to march. The ones that voted them in. They're out there marching with the pickets on. I said, let it march on. March on. And they was kind of angry with us because we wouldn't come out there and march with them. I said, we ain't coming out there. Man, listen, we done marched for 600 years. Plus, if we come out there, they're going to bring out the water hoses and the dogs. We already know they are. Y'all go here and march and have a good time. Y'all voted them in, march them on up out of there. Marching works, okay? We got 600 years of history to tell you. Well, at least part of it works. So I don't really care about that. I'm more concerned. I tell you what I'm more concerned about. The mental health that we're witnessing, the unaddressed mental health that he says, my psychiatrist said that I'm okay, and he never showed us no papers. Not that we need to see it. I'm a mental health therapist for many, many years. I can see it walking down the street if it's coming towards me. The man's mental health is unaddressed. Elon Musk is really the president that nobody voted for. And he's taking advantage of the elderly. That man is sick. And we can clearly see it. His wife is even scared to step up and say, I believe he would deport her if he had an opportunity. So 10%, whatever, we can handle all that is what I'm saying. We 600 years in. 10% ain't going to hurt us. COVID, now, listen, we good. But how long, how much will he be able to stand before he clumps out, stroke out, somebody shoot the other ear off? And it doesn't have to end like that. When somebody could clearly say, look, let's go sit down. They wouldn't sit Biden down when they seen him. Mental health is real, and aging over top of it is even realer. It's unaddressed. And I see that more brighter than anything. Like, I see that more brighter than anything. I'm the type of person, I get to the root and I tell you, I ain't thinking about no 10%. And it's just a matter of time for that's over. It's just a matter of time. It's just like COVID. We thought we was going to be in mass forever, didn't we? It was a matter of time. And I'm sorry we had to lose all them people. I wholeheartedly believe if they would have just came to our little third world country, they call it, right here, and said, can we get some of that CMOS, that stuff that come from the bottom of your sea, the antidote to CMOS. And they call us third world. We got the antidote. That's why our numbers were so low. We have no numbers until them cruise ships came over here from over there. That's where our first numbers came from. We was good. And we was still good. We kept it real low, kept a lot of CMOS in our bodies, and we was good. So while they playing them games, they playing life-threatening games with themselves. 10% is the lowest in the world. Well, that's good. I'm more concerned about the unaddressed mental health and having little kids in the White House putting boogies all over everything, something that is going down in history. So it's okay. But $250 and $350 for an iPhone, any kind of, I would never pay that amount of money for a phone. Ever. My phones be lasting me 4, 5, 6 years. Every time I see somebody with an iPhone, either is dropping a call or they got to go get it replaced, or they be to spend $350 for $700. I seen people spend $700 and they stay at the place more than I do with my little smartphone, Samsung. And I think I've had this about 7 or 8 years. So if it's catching on fire now or burning up or whatever said it was doing, shutting down, overheating, then that's okay. That's okay. But listen, y'all, tell me what you think about my Brown Girl Initiative. Entrepreneur. Jamali said, facts. It makes no sense. Those iPhones, I'm telling you. So, Key, if you want to tell us something special about what would make somebody go spend $350, $250. My godchildren, they work their own job in the summer, and their mother let them buy their own school clothes and their own. They got $700 phones. And every 30 days, they was at that shop on the phone with them people. They was replacing their phones. This wasn't it. This wasn't this. My calls dropping. This and that. That and then I can't did it. That and that and that. I ain't never had to have none of them conversations with my Samsung, and it did everything I needed it to do. How about that? But now that I'm a content creator, I think you got to step your game up. I might have to do a GoPro and another phone, but I would never go. Wow, that's a lot of money for a phone. And mine seem to work better than the iPhones, I'm telling you. You might have some gadgets and some things you could do that are a little slick and fancy, but it don't be cute to me. I just don't get it. So can you tell us something? So Kelly says, buy them refurbished, and that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I do anyway. I love I had a few refurbished, but they still Samsungs, and they last me forever. So Kelly, you have an iPhone also. Welcome, Kelly. You have an iPhone also. iPhone freezes much less, plus higher image quality, 46 frames per second. Key. You said iPhone freezes much less. The ones I seen freeze much more. Everybody, I've been with my friend Chrissy. We've been friends forever. And when we talk on the phone, and I'm not exaggerating, every time we talk on the phone, it blink out and it hang up. And guess whose phone it be? Her iPhone. And her and her family, the type to stay up on the whatever they are. 4K, 5K, 60 frame, 80 frame, 70 frame. They stay up on all that stuff. I wouldn't even know where to begin. And I talked to her just last night. She said, I'm tired of this phone. I said, Chrissy, we've been having this conversation for years. You still talk about this iPhone? Yeah, they've already replaced it twice. I'm like, this is the first problem I've ever had with my Samsung in 5 years. Maybe it's the coverage in the area. Kelly, she lives up there with the white people. You know, they make sure the white people's coverage is good. I'm serious. This is just my experience, and I'm very observant because I'd be like, okay, well, if I'm too outdated, then I'm going to get me one. But the horrific stuff, I'm telling you, my two godchildren, they stay up on it too because they're young. They twins. One's a boy, and he just had a son, and one's a girl. And they stay up on that iPhone stuff. And that shit is always a conversation. Always, I don't want to deal with nothing. I remember I used to rent a woman one of my rooms in this one house. I just came from living on the island of Antigua and had too much house and rented her a room. And every time it was time to pay the rent, we had to have this big, long out conversation. No, sis. On the first, stick it under my door or leave it on the kitchen counter. Nobody else lives in here but you and I. Or stick it under my bedroom door. Why do we got to have this long conversation? If I spend any amount of hundreds of dollars for a phone, I don't want to be on the phone with you every 2 days about it collapsing. That's defeating your purpose. I can't do that. They spent $700 for their iPhones. I'm telling you. I was like, yo, this is sad. So this is what you want to spend your money on. And my phone, I'm just talking, just texting, just doing my anything, Facebook, my YouTube channel, I'm doing everything. And they study on the phone for hours trying to get a new phone because they're $700. Oh, no. Coverage in the area. So a family plan is cool. So you saying you and your whole family got these iPhones? Your children and everything, and y'all don't have no problems? I guess you and Key don't have no problems then. Well, maybe I can find me a refurbished one. Kelly, how much did you spend for your refurbished one? You don't have to be exact, but was it in the hundreds, 200s, 300s, or more? And while we at it, can y'all please hit the like button, please, the thumbs up. And if anybody cares to be a little extra generous, the super chat is at the top of the screen. So tell me, please, your family plan. How many's in your family? And it works well, because I definitely got to get one when I come. I got to get one. It's 4 y'all. Well, I know plans are better because right now, when I come to America, I switch my SIM card and I'm on a plan with the same family I'm telling you about. My 2 twin godchildren and their mother. All I gotta do is put my SIM card in and I go right back to my American phone number. So Key says, I've never had a problem with my iPhone, Okay. I also rarely update my iPhone and still don't have problems. You need a modern iPhone. Shut up, Key. At least Kelly was trying to be nice. You gonna say somebody needs a modern iPhone because they are meant to go live and play games on. Oh, they're meant to go live. Because, honey, this thing I'm going live on, matter of fact, where'd it go at? That thing burning out on me. It said you can restart it. And see, I like to be out, but I guess I can survive because I don't want to buy a phone here. Phones here are extra. And I've had to buy phones here before. Like I said, I've lived here. It'll be 10 years. So I have had to buy phones here, but I don't want to do it now. So we've booked our flight already. And we will be, wait a minute, I was, okay, as a moderator. Okay, I was just setting Key up because he's always here and he's a great communicator. Okay, Key. Now we got a moderator in the house. Yes, I just assigned you. Okay, then I'll look into it. I'll look into the refurbished. Thank you for that suggestion. I think it was Kelly. And I will also look into the iPhone because, yes, each iPhone has something called a graphic card that needs a certain amount of space to complete tasks like going live. Now, does this task, wait a minute, a certain graphic card, does it come with it or is that something you buy separate? online with others. I'm not in the games, but I do have a YouTube channel, as we can see here. As a matter of fact, has anybody else on our live have a YouTube channel? Because we like to support. We like to support each other. If you do, please put your YouTube channel name in the chat box so we can support you, because we support each other here. And if not, why haven't you started your YouTube channel? Yes, so thank you guys for all that information. That was Kelly and Key. Me and Damali still sticking by our we still standing on ours. Wait a minute, hold up. We still standing. Okay. Yeah, call me old-fashioned, but I know I got to do something. Yes, it comes inside each phone. The newer iPhones just has better. Okay. Well, I'll be looking into it. Matter of fact, I'll start looking before I get there. I'll look on Amazon, and maybe I can have it there already when I get there, because oh, it'll be so warm in the islands, but I love it. Maybe I can have it there when I get there, because I have to order some more materials. Yeah, so we're already booked for America, and when we get there, we're going to be launching a Brown Girl Initiative. Well, we wanted to do both, because when I was in South Africa, I did both. Girls and boys is what I'm saying. Kelly, I remember when my mom was like you. I'm gonna hurt y'all. I remember when my mom was like you. Now she stick to Apple, and then she never went back to Androids. But I think they all got the similar features. Yeah, so mom is Apple. Okay. I'm an Android. You meant Switch. Yeah, I knew what you meant. So, okay. Tell mom that Natural says hello. Tell her I'm with her. So I don't know about Apple. But anyway, so mom loves Apple, huh? And she's stuck with it. So Apple is how much different than the ones we talking about, the iPhones? A whole lot different? Do people still use Apples? I hear everybody talk about iPhone. Do people still use Apple? I guess they do. I wouldn't do refurbish if I was you. Why, Damali? Because I've done refurbished even Samsungs. And why? Tell me why. Because they've been somebody else's? I wouldn't do refurbish if I was you. Then later down the line, you're going to have to spin again, respectfully to whoever told Queen. Loves. Okay. Because that's like my father used to always say, you don't want to buy a car too old, because you don't want to have to deal with other people's problems. So I guess refurbished do mean somebody else had it, they rebuilt it. I don't know, all this technology. I know one thing, it ain't gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna get me a nice phone. Key says Apple is an iPhone brand. Okay. Apple is iPhone. Okay. Apple is the owner of iPhones. Okay. Well, see, you two seem to know a lot about this crap. I don't mean to call it crap, because I'm going to be honest with you. Call me old-fashioned again. I promise you, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, if I didn't have a business, and if I didn't need to interact with my customers, I'd throw it in the river. Boom, it'd be gone. I would live up in the hills, and I would communicate with y'all when I see y'all. If you couldn't scream it through the bushes or put it in a bottle and send it across the ocean. No, I'm only joking, but I do be wanting to live like that sometimes. I do, y'all. I do. But thanks so much for all your information. Damali said I wouldn't do it. She said respectfully. So she's respecting you guys with all your information. And we love y'all. If I can find me a nice one that's brand new and not refurbished, of course I'll go with that. But I'm going to get me a phone. And I just hope it don't be one of them iPhones that I've been seeing people have to. I don't like sitting on the phone all day. That's why I left America. You had to sit all day with the cable company, all day with the electric company. I can't do that. I haven't experienced none of that since I left the country. Okay, Kelly. And I had to for 3 years. I'm sorry, Kelly, you had what for 3 years? Kelly, Apple is the owner of iPhones. And I had to for 3 years. I'm sorry you lost me there because had what for 3 years? Had to for 3 years. Damali said iPhone uses Android chargers now. So who better? Lord of mercy. iPhone uses really? I would think they would have their own chargers. That's a little weird. That's a little. Kelly says, "Are you moving back permanently?" Oh, Jesus. Rastafari, you ready to make me start praying and meditating in here? No, baby. I could never. Kelly, I could never. Do you know what my prayers and meditations be over here in the islands? God, please don't ever force me to have to go back and live in America. I would really, I wouldn't die, but I would really be out of sorts. I wouldn't be able to function if I had to move back to America. I'm talking mentally, physically, financially, or emotionally, spiritually, nothing. See, I was born and raised there. I just been living international for the last 18 years. And even when they pissed me off here, these last 15 months have been very, very difficult. These last 15 months was difficult. And it still wasn't enough for me to say I'm going back to America. When I weighed that thing out, I went somewhere and sit down, took some deep breaths, went to the ocean, laid on the beach all day under the palm tree, ate a couple mangoes, laid out in the sun, and it was all right. No, I could never. I struggled with 90 days. Somebody asked me, I think before you came on, Kelly, I think it was Key. He said, when you go to America, when do you get Yancey? Or when do you get to the point where, and I told him it's always before the 90 days is up. But it's just that my mind be focused. I got to stay focused. I know I'm coming for 90 days. I do everything I'm supposed to do. I write everything down and I put a few things in there extra. Because it's always before the 90 days. My suitcase be packed. I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to go. Lord is mercy, Damali said. Kelly said, are you moving? No. My first refurbished iPhone that I purchased, I had it for 3 years. Okay. Not bad. Oh, that's what you had for 3 years. Okay. Not bad. Because I done had this forever. I know this. I done lost the count of how many years. So it should be, what was it doing? Overheating. It should be. It's just time. I'm glad I'm leaving, 30, 60 days? It's April and I'm leaving May 30th. So we got April, May. Oh, shit, we got 30 days. May. Yeah, less than 30 days. I'm coming, y'all. Well, 30, 60 days, whatever, 1 month. You're very fortunate to move to Grenada long term. I agree with you. This is truly a gift, Kelly. This is truly a gift that I do not take for granted. This is the longest. I lived in South Africa for 2 years. I lived in Rwanda, East Africa for a year, a little less than a year. I lived in Antigua and Barbuda for 3 years as a grade 6 school teacher. Now, Antigua was beautiful to me too. But at the time, I didn't have anything to compare it to. Antigua was first. It was before South Africa and East Africa. Grenada twice, before I became a citizen here. Antigua was first. And it was 3 of the best years of my life. Yeah. Antigua had really prepared me for South Africa, and I didn't even know it was happening. So, yeah, this is truly a gift, and I'm in tune with the gift. I am very much in tune with the gift. If I left here, or if they threw me out of this country, guess what? I'll go somewhere else. But back to America. Ate a couple mangoes. Love that. I know that's right. Hey, Sierra's World. Hey, Naturals. Check it in to say hi. We love you, sister. I miss you, Sierra. Sierra came over here and hung out with me, y'all. I'm telling you. Sierra has a wonderful YouTube channel, too. Y'all want to check her out, Sierra's World. She's cool. We went out and danced and everything. I'm glad you're here, sister. Damali says, amen. Amen. Hallelujah. She said, backward never, forward ever. Selah. I know that's right. Hallelujah. I know that's right. You're going to make me start singing and dancing. Key said, I know Grenada doesn't get hurricanes. However, do it flood every year? And if so, what month does it flood? It can flood anytime. Yeah, we're outside the hurricane belt, but Hurricane Ivan ripped Grenada apart about 20 years ago. You got some people still recovering from Hurricane Ivan. Like, go throughout the island and you will hear their stories. I got one friend, Albin. Albin's just getting windows around his house again. Well, he didn't have much money, you know, and he struggles, and then he couldn't find work and everything, but that thing blew every window out, blew his roof off. So, but that was 20 years ago. So between all that, you get some strong winds and rains, and we just had the mudslide that I almost died in. That was treacherous. And even the local people had never seen that. At least the sister, the teacher that helped me save my life in it. If you look back at my videos, I survived the mudslide. The only mudslide I ever seen was on TV, and everybody dies. And every time we put our foot in that mud, it came up to here, y'all, just below my breasts. Almost died in a mudslide. I never thought in a million years, but I'm still here. So, rainy season, during the rainy season, and that's during hurricane season. That's from June to November. And sometimes it rains past that. And we're 138 square miles. We're a small island. A lot of our drainage is not all that great. That's why it's important to not litter in places like this, because all that stuff go down in the drain. And if it blocked that water back, then baby, you didn't. Key, where were you? I think you were here. Were you here when I almost died in the mudslide? Because everywhere was flooding. Down by the stadium, the cars, all you could see was the top of the cars. The water was here. And like you see that little green up there, you could see that it was a car. It was cars in the ocean. It was bad. Go back and check my video. You might cry. You might not be able to make it through it. I'm telling you, that's when I got a lot of people checking in with me and subscribing to my channel, because they couldn't believe the footage that they were seeing. And it wasn't made up. You couldn't make this up. That thing was straight. And look, I was like, oh, this would be nice for my YouTube subscribers to see. So but when I seen how serious it was, when I put my foot down in that thing, I said, I got to put this phone away, because if I survive, and I really didn't think I was, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what my prayer was. I said, God, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. I said, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. I've lived a good life. Everywhere I asked you, could I live from Africa to here, you've allowed me to. I said, I want to assure you that you owe me nothing. And I meant it. And I went on, tried and had to go down in a bush because you couldn't get over the mudslides. It was too big. And it was two of them. And we couldn't turn back. And it was just me and a teacher, a school teacher. I'm telling you, y'all. That would have been it. Natural died doing what she loved, living foreign. That would have been it. For real. So yes, Key, The rainy season is coming. I'll be in America, but the rainy season is coming. Hurricane season is here. Yeah. So, Kelly says Grenada isn't for everyone. You know what? Living foreign, period, isn't for everyone. When I lived in South Africa, I lived in a village with no electricity and no running water, Kelly. You know what my friends in America say? They said, Natural, you crazy. I said, no, I'm not. Because I've always wanted to know what it was like to live by solar. So this one sister that had electric, she said, Natural, you can use my solar panel. At that point, I didn't even know what a solar panel was. I knew it was a connection to the sun and you had to sit it and somehow connect. Listen, I got a whole new relationship with the sun because of that. You know, I am serious about the sun and the moon and the stars. What? I would have never known had I not lived in that village. I loved it. It was the largest village in KZN, KwaZulu-Natal. And it had the most elders and the most youth. I love elders. I would sit at their feet. And then I was a grade 7 school teacher of special needs in a village. Listen. It was one of the best experiences ever. Ever. Best experiences ever. I wouldn't trade it for anything. The 2 different parts of Africa I lived in, I wouldn't trade them experiences for anything. And it was beautiful. And it was freeing for me. And it was worth more than anybody could ever put in front of me. Millions and trillions of dollars could never add up to the beautiful experience. It couldn't equate to it connecting with my people in a place where I was stolen from. I ain't saying we were stolen from South Africa or even Rwanda, but a lot of us were taken from that whole West Africa and East Africa. So it could have been Rwanda. Just being able to see what tradition and culture really is and how they stole ours from us, including our names and our religion and our culture. And one thing I learned that South Africa sent me, once somebody steals your tradition and your culture, tradition and culture is everything. It's everything that you're made up of. So once somebody steals it, you have nothing. That's why they can treat us the way they do, because they know that we don't know who we are. And a lot of us ain't interested in finding out. So they continue with the Western world, the white man language. They don't take their time to go learn another language. When they said, Natural, yes, we will teach you Zulu if you teach us English. And I said, wow. Giyakutanda. I said, Igami lami ginku no kanya. Wakwakumalo. I said, Unjani, sissy. Wait a minute. It took me. I cried because I was so determined to get some of our tongue back that they stole it from us, and won't even teach it in the school systems. You know, we're the only people that they stole our language and all that stuff and won't teach it. They wanted me to learn Mandarin. Why the heck would I come to Africa to learn Mandarin when South Africa got 11 official languages that were stolen from me, and I'm already speaking a white man's language? You want me to learn a Chinese man? You crazy. I told them, don't disrespect me like that. If you just woke up this morning to disrespect me, then please move away. So yes, now the Kinyarwanda language in Rwanda was difficult. I couldn't get that one at all. And they had a lot of the same words as the isiZulu in South Africa, but I was honored to learn some of Shaka Zulu's mother tongue. And living in East Africa, Rwanda, I couldn't pick up the language, but the traditional dance, both of them traditional dance. And the music, thing was all up in me. I said, if I ever had any doubt in my mind about being African, those 2 trips to Africa fixed it. Not that I ever doubted, but I'm just saying, yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed for sure. So for my Earth Day this December the 8th, I would love to travel back to Africa. Another part. I've done South Africa. I've done East Africa. at least one part of it. I would like to go maybe 2 weeks in West Africa, and then the last 2 weeks, like a ma and pa guest house in another part of Africa. Would any of you guys like to come along? Any of you guys love to travel with me? I'm waiting. I don't see the chat box going. It's 10 of us on here, guys. Can we hit the like button? We got 3 thumbs up. Can we just get a few more? Just hit the button, the like button. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Welcome. If you're here, can you introduce yourself? I just seen somebody else come in. My mother always said, when you enter a room, you said, I see the excitement every time you speak of Mother Earth, and I love it. Sister, I'm telling you, if I talk too long about Africa, I'll start crying. I'll get emotional. That's how good they were to me. And if I send you over there, Carol, hello, kings and queens, Carol said, welcome, Carol. And if I send you over there, they'll treat you. If you say Nokukan, because they're going to give you back your African names. I'm honored enough to have 2. They're going to take care of you just like they took care of me. I feel confident about that. That's how tight African-born people are. That's why I don't like that ignorance when they trying to tear us apart, when they trying to make it look like, now I know we all have experiences. But when they try to make it look like Africans think they better than us or something, I hear a lot of those stories, and we may have had some experiences. I ain't going to take that away. But for real, that's just another distraction to keep us separated. We don't need no more separation in our thing. We don't. But when I hear that, it ticks me. It rubs me the wrong way every time. I don't discredit what somebody has experienced, but it rubs me the wrong way because I have not had those experiences. I can sit right here and tell you stories. I just went through 15 months of going up against a whole insurance company and dealing with crooked police officer. And 98% of Africans are here. We all the same color. So another form of racism. But I could tell you a whole nother story, but I looks deeper than that. I think Key asked me earlier about the tariffs and the 10% on America. I'll be looking at the unaddressed mental health that needs to be addressed. And both of those millionaires, your president, your president, Mr. Musk, the president that nobody voted for, the president, even though he's a zillionaire and he's bright, you could be so bright that you could make yourself mentally challenged. I'm serious. I don't care how many degrees you got, how smart you are. And him and his vice president, Trump, they got that unaddressed thing going on. Damali said, I would love to, but you would love to come to Africa with me? But what? You said me as them long flights don't add up. Ooh, it's the reason. Let me tell you about the long flights. I always said in my life, if I ever made it to any part of Africa, y'all wouldn't have been able to pull me out of there. I'd have made it to 2 parts. And I chose, or Grenada chose me. Sister, South Africa, I went straight flight, 22 hours. Now I know what's that thing? It's a name when you fly long, your body jet lag. Honey, jet lag is physical. Everybody on that plane had bruises. I had a bruise on the side of my leg, y'all. And it was hard, I think, from rubbing up against the arm. And everybody was walking around, stretching, doing yoga, doing backwards flips, drinking water. Ain't nothing you could do. You're going to have swollen ankles when you get off. I don't care what age. 22 hours is too harsh on the body to be in the air. Their body wasn't meant to be in the air 22 hours. It wasn't meant. So I hear you on them long flights. Now, what I was going to do for my birthday is find some parts of Africa that are closer, like 8 hours, like Dakar in West Africa. That's right there. And once you're in there, then you can move around. The car is an 8-hour flight. You got some that are closer. That was South Africa. And Rwanda was 18 hours too. So it's some parts of West Africa that are like 8-hour flights. I could do 8 hours. I could do 8. Damali said, I would have to sleep, knock out for such a long flight. Even going to Barbados is challenging. Are you serious? Damali, Barbados, that's next door to me. I'm in Grenada. Barbados is where they got to go to get their visas when they're ready to travel. That's next door. That's a 40-minute flight for me. Damali, where are you at? What part of the world are you in? Where are you at? In the States? Where are you at, Damali? Kelly said, yes. Kelly, you not going to fly long neither. Yes, what, Kelly? Y'all need to come with me. Imagine that we be in Africa dancing for my birthday. Come on, y'all. And one thing about Africa, it's not a place you go for 1 week, 5 days, 2 weeks. You got to do 30 days. There's no part of Africa I'm going to do to and not do 30 days. Y'all are funny. I'm going to hurt y'all. That's my birthday gift to myself. I don't know, unless something really miraculous happens and something different has to happen, then I'm open to that. But my mind is really set on celebrating my Earth Day on the continent with some nice drums beating and some beautiful chocolate, strong, lumber lifting kings just sitting and dancing and just sitting and dancing and rocking and all that stuff. What? Hey, Queen Tandalia. Hey, Queen and everyone. Can't stay long. Just wanted to pop in before I jump in this traffic. Well, honey, you drive safe and be safe in that traffic. Thank you for stopping by. We love you. Kelly is bagging up. Why you laughing, Kelly? Because you ain't getting on that plane either, are you? Thank you, Tandalia. Y'all, you can't be afraid. You know what? I'm the youngest of 9. And my siblings, you know what would make me really, really happy if my 2 sisters, I got 2 sisters that I talk to all the time. They're the eldest and the next to the eldest, living. If they would come out here and get some real R&R, take them to the beach and let them really soak their bodies. Because see, the waters in the Caribbean Sea is really healing. That's the number one reason. I mean, really healing. And they could benefit from that, but they are afraid to fly. They so fearful, you can see it in their face when you start having the conversation. I don't ever want to live in that kind of fear. I don't ever want to live in that kind of fear. So, you're right. I think it was Kelly said everything ain't for everybody. Hey, Meryl. Hello. I am here watching, loving the hairstyle. Thank you. Thank you, Meryl. Oh, look at the lovely rain. It's been raining here quite a bit. Where Key at? Key said, does it flood? Key, you might get to see a nice flood. It's been raining. So where did Meryl go? Meryl said, I'm here. Thank you, Meryl, for being here. Kelly said, also on long flights, you got to make sure you get up and walk. So if you don't get like blood clots, listen, I'm telling you, that didn't matter. For the 22-hour flight, half of us stood up about 15 hours, walking, stretching, because it was delirious, kind of delirious. I'm telling you, the human body is not meant to be in the air 22 hours. I wouldn't give a crap if you stood up the whole time and flexed. We had a lot of yoga experts. I was stretching, doing stuff with people back and forth to the bathroom. It was the hugest plane I ever seen in my entire life, and I've been flying for a long time. That South African Airways, that sucker had, whoa, I never seen it. What? It was about 9 rows over there, 9 rows, and a row, couple rows. That was the biggest plane ever. That thing did 22 straight, and I'm telling you, that's what was happening. They had blood clots. One sister, they had to send her back to America because they had a blood clot they could not get under control from that plane. I had something on the side of my leg. I think it was from rubbing up against the armrest. Honey. Jamali says, okay, Queen. I sure ain't next door, Queen. Yes, I'm in the States. Honey, you can fly to Barbados. You just got to find you the perfect ticket that does like 7 hours, like me. And one of them hours and a half is a layover in Miami. Because once you get to Miami, it's only 4 hours. You should not be on that plane that long. Stop it, Damali. Okay, go to the UK first, then Africa wouldn't be that long. Now, coming back from South Africa, we stopped in the UK, and I met the most beautiful, handsome, 6'5" chocolate. We had to stop and pick up the UK people. He was coming to a wedding in Philadelphia in the States for the first time. He was born and raised in St. Vincent, which is our other next door neighbors, St. Vincent. And he invited me to the UK. And that was my first time in the UK. And he treated me like royalty. And we're still friends. We talk every now and then. But that's it. But he treated me like royalty. It was like a perfect date, flying me to the UK. And it was really nice. And he went to work every day. But when he came home, we would either cook dinner or he took me out a couple nights. And it was beautiful. He had a couple properties. He took me around and showed me who he was renting them to. And it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah. So UK, you're right. We chopped it up and it wasn't so bad. Boom. And then we got on and then boom. But that straight flight, child, I won't do that no more. Okay. So I agree with you with the UK. Going to Africa. So the UK and African countries are closer than the US and Africa. You're so right. You are so right. Meryl, and it is so hot here. Meryl, where are you at? Hot. Thanks for putting a smile on my face. You're so welcome. Where are you at anyway, Meryl? That you're hot because what month is this? May? We're not May yet. We're still in April. Where are you at that you hot? Because it ain't hot in the States yet, is it? Where are you, Meryl? Kelly said 30 days. Wow, yes. You have to go to Africa for 30 days. Once I got a couple friends, I mean really, really good friends that I know, like from the States. I got one friend, I definitely want to visit him for like 2 weeks in his village. You know, he's built a home. And when he comes to Delaware, sometimes we meet at the same time and we hang out and stuff. He buys sea moss from me. And oh, by the way, y'all, since we mentioned in sea moss, this month is our only sale, our only spring sale. We specialize in sea moss, moringa, and soursop leaf. So if anybody, we offer pounds of sea moss, which are $5 off this month. We have entrepreneurial startup packages for anyone that wants to go into business on their own, dabble into or become an entrepreneur. We offer entrepreneurial startup packages. You pay one fee for £5 and you get a £6 for free. And if you know sea moss, good quality sea moss, you make your money back far more, triple off of the £1 that I give you, which means you spend nothing. So you make your money back off of the pound I give you, you put your money back into your bank account, and there you go. Like you're ahead of the game. And our wholesale starts at £10 or more. And if you look at the beginning of this live, you will see the actual beautiful golden sea moss. We got some really rich sea moss right now. We got some wonderful divers in our life who dive to the bottom of the ocean and get this wonderful, wonderful healing power because it's really healing. It has 92 healing properties. Learn your healing properties in sea moss. And if you're interested, inquire. So something we was talking about before the sea moss. Thanks for putting a smile on your face. Oh, Merle. Merle is St. Lucia. You know what, Merle? I didn't know that. You know what? I visited St. Lucia before when I was trying to decide where am I going to live? Where am I going to live, right? And it's St. Lucia. I went to Trinidad and here, and you know, the man that I just divorced, his father, St. Lucia, his son is over there. So yes. So you saying it's hot? Oh, of course, you in St. Lucia. That's why you hot. That's like me sitting on the live, keep going like this, and I got a fan in back of me. Well, it's kind of raining now. It's kind of cool. Merrill, is it raining over there in St. Lucia? Because it's been raining over here a little bit. I love St. Lucia. You know what I really love about St. Lucia, Merrill, is the fish fry. The Friday, what is it called? What that you have on Fridays? The fish fry. Wait a minute. The fish fry on Fridays. Thanks for putting a smile on my face. You so welcome. But yeah, the fish fry that y'all have on Fridays. I went to other islands, including this one. Can't touch y'all's fish fry. There it is, fish fry. Can't touch it. I had a good time at y'all's fish fry. Y'all, if you ever go to St. Lucia. And then it was a guy downtown, a Rasta man, an elder guy. I hope he's still alive. He had a vegan little, like a little shack sitting there. He fed me every single day. I wonder if he's still there. He had silver and gray hair. When I left, his shop had got destroyed. It was a little rainstorm. It was a bad rainstorm. And but I think he fixed it. And we lost contact after that. But I love St. Lucia. Dr. Florencia. Hi, Natural Blessed Day. Hello, Doctor. Welcome. Welcome. What are the benefits of having Grenadian citizenship and your opinion? The benefits are that I can live freely without checking in to customs and immigration every 90 days because you get 90 days on your passport when you come in. And I remember having to go check with them at the end of every 30 days, and I would run out of stories to tell them because I wasn't ready to leave. Oh, what I'm going to do? Then I went and I interviewed with the TV. Somebody wanted me to start an English literacy program. And I ran back and told him that at the next 30 days or whatever. And he extended me again because that was a favorite of the prime minister's program or something. And then he kept saying, you don't have a boyfriend. You don't have any family. He wanted me to. I'm not good with making up stories. This is who I am. No, I don't have no boyfriend. No, I don't have none of that. And I wasn't ready to leave. So that's one major benefit. I'm free. I'm a citizen just like everybody else. Another benefit, I'm able to open all the credit union and bank accounts I want to. I couldn't do none of that until I was a citizen. Even when I married my husband, he had to file for the citizenship because I thought once I married him, then I can go and open me a credit union account. They said, you can't open it. Your husband has to apply for you. I'm like, I got everything right here. He's my husband. Honey, you got to get them citizenship papers. What? Or go through some other stuff. You know, I like to be free. I moved here to be free. Another benefit, like even though when I moved here, I always write down what I'm going to do, what I want to do, doctor. So I wanted to support a local and rent because I'm a two-time homeowner. I wasn't interested anymore when I got here. I built a home from the ground on the island of Antigua and Barbuda. Had the wrong husband, of course, didn't really get to enjoy it. And when I left America, I had bought a property, lived in it about 4.5, 5 years, a first-time home buyer. House, beautiful too. And I sold it to go live in Antigua. And built, when I got to Antigua, built a beautiful, listen, I'm a two-time. So I knew I was coming, but I almost changed my mind when I got here. And I was getting ready to buy a piece of land with another sister. And it was all approved. with the credit union and everything. Everything was approved. And then they called me. They said, natural, with the lawyers. They said, we don't think you're going to like this. You too natural and free in your spirit. It got too many restrictions, too many covenants. Let me email it to you. And they had too many restrictions. They didn't want you to build nothing on it. Most people build in the islands. They build the big house and they build something on the bottom or at the bottom in the back to pay for the big house, something you can rent out. They didn't want no tuck shops, no businesses, no nothing. I said, I'm not going to buy no land and somebody tell me what to do with a beautiful piece of land up there in Hopeville. Hopeville's back in St. Paul, the village. Anyway, so you can do things that one cannot do if they're not a citizen. And I love all of that. Those are some of the benefits for sure. I can buy land. I can move around and do what I choose. I can come and go as I please. I don't have my Grenadian passport yet, but I carry my citizenship papers everywhere I go. And that's the reason I want to get my passport. Because even when I travel now, I got to carry my citizenship papers because when I'm coming back, that's the only reason I use it, when I'm coming back. So I want to stand in that long, long line because the line be long for like the foreigners, the visitors, because they be coming from everywhere. You go this way, and then the locals go this way. And you just go, boom, boom, go through, and they all know me. They say, hi, natural. When you going to get your passport? They say, here's my citizenship papers. And you don't want to carry citizenship papers everywhere you go. Those are important documents. You leave them home, right? So those are just the top benefits. I can have my own business like I do. I can advertise and hold a workshop like I do. I can do everything that a local would do. I've done work with the Ministry of Tourism. I've done all kinds of things here. I've went into the schools. I guess they wouldn't stop you from going into a school, even if you was a tourist, if you have something good to offer the children. But I go into the schools, I hold workshops. I just do things that a citizen would do. Give back to their communities. And those things are really hard to do. Like, I had my booth, I don't know how it happened, before I was a citizen. And I used to feel kind of, because you ain't supposed to be working and making money in a country. But I've been blessed. And I'm forever grateful to be a citizen. I love our prime minister. I'm so happy to be a citizen right now because I sure wouldn't want to be in America. They're going crazy. So somebody said, natural, because I said, I wish you all the best with your president. Talking about Elon Musk, the president that nobody voted for, and Trump. They said, natural, it's your president too. I said, no, it's not. I'm a dual citizen. I said, I'm going with this one right here, Dickon Mitchell. I love him. I love being under his leadership. He's smart. He's bright. He's young. He's brown. He's intelligent. And he's about educating his people. And I love everything about him. So those are some of the things. I hope I answered your question. Yes, those are some of the benefits of having Grenadian citizenship. And I love coming and going as I please, and I don't have to stay 90 days and then go check in somewhere else and get my passport stamped. Who wants to do all that? I'll be laying down, relaxed on my veranda somewhere, creating and designing and thinking of how I can hold a workshop and offer the children some entrepreneurial skills. I don't want to be worrying about when I got to fly out next. That's crazy. I came here to be free, freer. The kind of free that I can't experience when I'm in America. I don't even know if I would know how to live in America anymore. Meryl said, I'm a Lucian. We know you're a Lucian, Meryl. Welcome. I love Meryl. I hear you, Kelly. I would consider your info. I know. All right now, Damali, me too. I'm going to consider some of her info too. Surely, if we went, we would go to UK first, the Africa thing. I'm going to check out the iPhone thing. I hear you, Kelly. You've helped us greatly here today. Thank you so much. We love you. Please come again. Yes. Meryl said no. What'd you say no about, Meryl? You're Lucian. Stop playing. No what? Kelly said, I'm interested. I'll be in Grenada in May. Okay, I leave May 30th, but I would love to meet you. I would love to meet you on booth 51. Write this stuff down. On booth number 51 down at the Spice and Craft Market, St. George's. The #1 bus will drop you off there. Tell them you want to go to the market, Spice and Craft Market. And I'm coming inside the market. I'm booth number 51. Nobody looks like me inside the market. And I'm only there Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. My hours changed just the other day. from 10 to 2, and I'm very strict with my hours. So maybe I'll give you my WhatsApp before you travel. So if you get here, I don't want to miss you because I'm leaving. I'm flying out May 30th. So I look forward to meeting you, Kelly. And Meryl says, real fun in this place on a Friday. Yes, the Rasta's name who sold Idol food is called Mokoko or Mokocho? Mokocho, yes, he fed me every day. Every day I went, every day I got up. I said, I know where I'm eating at. Oh, yes, I loved it. Then I met a nice friend, Meryl, who grew peanuts. And I remember that because when I left, he called me that next day and said his whole peanut farm got destroyed. It was a bad rainstorm. I forget which one it was. I was there in 2012, I think. Because it was before. Yeah, 2012. Was it 12? Because I did South Africa 14 to 16. It had to be 12, somewhere around there. But a lot of people got damaged. But yeah, he gave me a lot of peanuts when I was there. I'm talking about fresh picked peanut farm. I love St. Lucia. Yeah. So let's see. Meryl said, I'm looking to visit Grenada again. I said no to your question. Oh, is it raining here? Okay. Yes, it's just been raining. But it done stopped. You know, the off and on thing, but it's been raining for the last couple of days. And that's okay. Rain brings blessings. And the farmers need it, as long as it's not too much. And I'm okay with it. I love rain. I want to dance in the middle of the street most of the time with no shoes on. I'm going to do it too. When you come visit, Meryl, I need you to come and look for me. Would you please come look for me? Yes, please come look for me. There's no way you can come here and not look for me. Meryl has been one of my greatest supporters, y'all. I am looking to visit, yes. Doctor, I'm moving back to Grenada in May. For real, doctor? I missed it so much. Oh, y'all making me happy. I'm going to have a whole nother crew. A whole nother crew. Doctor, for real? You're going to be here before I leave the 30th? I mean, I'll be back in 90 days, but will I see you before I leave? I would love. Maybe we can go sit and have some lunch by the water. I got a couple nice places. One is local I found the other day. It's called Andy's Soup Kitchen. Now, I know it don't sound like much. What? It's local. It's beautiful. It's down in the cut. I loved it. I had fish. Oh my God. And the veggies, everything was so tasty. And then I love, there's a nice little Knife and Fork. Knife and Fork's a little bistro cafe that sits nestled back there, Port Louis, by where the boats come dock in. And boats all around you. So you'll see different boats. I seen one couple from Delaware one time. I was like, look, they came all the way down here. So yes, maybe we can break some bread. I might catch you before you leave. I'm there from the 25th. Otherwise, I will see you when you're back. Yes, because that's close. That's close. But I'll be looking forward. And plus, I'll still be doing my lives. I'm expecting y'all to still follow me on this journey because I'm going to be doing an awesome program. It's called Brown Girl Initiative. It's going to be an childpreneur youth program. And because my business was birthed in America. The business is 14 years. I'm glad it's falling like this because I can start it there. I might only get to train about 5 girls or so. I'm only there for 90 days. Maybe, reserve a space in a library. We got a beautiful state-of-the-art library. Reserve a space and just train them up. Maybe the art of making earrings or the art of wire wrapping, let them do a couple rings, or just give them an entrepreneurial skill that can take them far, that I know can sustain them because I'm living proof. So the Spirit said, do 5 girls. I don't know if it meant 5 per month while I'm there for June, July, and August, or 5 girls. Whatever I have time for, 5 is going to be accomplished. So I don't know. You can, and I'm going to have like we're going to be running off of donations. Sponsor. You can sponsor a daughter. You can sponsor a child for $100, or you can give a donation. And I'm going to start putting all this out there soon so people can be donating, because when I come back, the program continues right here. And see, Grenada always get the most because I'm here 9 months and only go there 3 months. But I want to make sure, because we serve America in the Caribbean, I want to make sure everybody gets it. But because of the way the world is going, and I'm getting ready, I'm going to America to apply for Social Security, as long as he don't mess with it. But it's time. The Spirit said, natural, it's time for you to give it away. Give it away. And most of our young people, most of them, the bottom line is most of them aren't going to be able to make it to university right now. I ain't saying they won't be able to, but right now. And it's our responsibility to give them some entrepreneurial skills that can take them. And I'm for sure what I'm going to give them can take them, because I've already lived it. So this is why, this is where all this initiative is coming from. So this is what I'm going to America. I'll be doing my own market 1 day a week, but this is going to happen. It'll be the month of June. It's Juneteenth. That'll be a beautiful month to give back some entrepreneurial skills so these children can understand. Yes, education is important. We want you to get all you can get, but get some skills under your belt, because creating your own is going to be the way. I ain't saying entrepreneurship is for everybody. And plus, there's so many children with businesses. I want some of our children to be a part of that in both places. Because in America, we're losing them because they're killing each other in the streets. And here, we need training bad. Training is the one thing that is missing. If somebody say, natural, what's missing in the islands? Training. Our people need to be trained. This is not a place you come to looking for a job. We're 138 square miles. The jobs are already filled. You have to create your own and sustain yourself. So I'm doing my part. That's all. So Brown Girl Initiative, entrepreneurial or childpreneurial program, because the age group is only going to be up to 17. So this is childpreneur. And maybe we'll do from, I love grade 6. When I was in Antigua, I was a grade 6 school teacher. So I love that because they hungry for knowledge. And my students were 10, 11, and 12. So maybe I'll do from 10 to 17. Because they getting closer to coming out into the world. 10 to 17. You could even refer a child. And then we'll just pick 5 names when I'm ready. And I'll provide all the materials. All they got to do is show up. That's why we need, the donations and to sponsor a child, because your donations and your sponsorship will be paying for materials, tools. It takes tools and time. Materials, tools, and time. So that's it. That's what Natural will be doing this summer. Next live, we'll be talking about what you guys will be doing. Okay, I got to go. We're well over our hour. I love you guys. Doctor, thank you for all the questions. Thank you all. I really, really appreciate y'all. There's no way I can do this, thing without y'all. Until we meet next time, love and respect, beautiful people. All right.